Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, December 8th. Now, if you haven't seen these videos before, this is a daily chart candle format. The concept is a swing trade where you're trying to capture a bit of the movement that you see in this market. Green line represents buy, red line represents sell, dash line means it's something that happened earlier in the week. And if you go to dangramza.com, you can see for the past 10 years or so these videos. And if you look at that and you go day by day, you'll see these red and green lines changing to give you an idea of how this format unfolded. Let's talk about what's happening here. The difference between the buy level and that sell level, just to give you a reference, that's $10,400 a contract. What are we looking for now? Buyers are here, but they lack confidence going into the weekend. Feel the same way about the NASDAQ market. Dollar difference buy to sell level there, $20,640 a contract. Let's talk about the Dow. Difference buy to sell level in that market is $7,125 a contract. And again, the little bit of profit taking going into the weekend, it has a bullish bias, but no follow through. Same thing holds true for the Russell. And the difference between the buy and the sell level is $7,650 a contract. A little bit of profit taking as we go into the weekend, so not a super strong sign of confidence. But when we look at the euro, it backed off a bit. The dollar got stronger. This still has a bullish bias. Difference between that buy and sell level in the euro, to give you that reference, is $450 a contract. When we look at the Swissy, similar boat. This is more of a neutral zone trade. Look for a sideways move on Monday. And the dollar difference here between that buy and that sell level is $500 a contract. Mr. Yen trying to get a rally going, but they're selling the rallies in this market. Be careful here if you're on the long side of that market. But look at the Aussie dollar. Fundamentally, things there still look good, and we're seeing buyers holding on to this market. Follow through on Monday, yes. Big day up, no. Look for follow through in terms of buyers, but not a huge move. In the British pound, also, they're selling the rallies. This still has a bullish bias. Be careful if you're on the long side. This could easily get weaker. And the same thing holds true for the Canadian dollar. Things are looking good there in their economy, and it's reflected here in the Canadian dollar. So follow through, yes. Big day, no. On a small range day for Monday is what we're looking for. Bitcoin, dollar difference here in that market. Let me give you that. So again, you just have a feel for what that represents. This buy to sell level is $19,225 a contract. The dollar difference, this buy to that sell level, which happened on Friday, is $15,500 a contract. Look for an inside to only slightly lower movement in that market. Now, in the 10-year notes, interest rate market, sell to buy level in that market is $406.25 over in the, and you look for continued weakness. However, an inside day for both the notes and the bonds, wouldn't be surprised to see that on Monday. The dollar difference sell to buy level here is $1,125 a contract. In gold, the buy to sell level there is $17,900 a contract. This is a neutral zone trade. It has a bullish bias. Look for a sideways move there. You know, I feel that way about silver. It wants to go higher, but can it follow through on Monday? That's what we're going to be looking for. Dollar difference, the buy to sell level is $3,050 a contract. Now copper. Buy to sell level here in that market, it doesn't look like it, but it did trade below that sell level. A dollar difference there, to give you a reference, is $6,750 a contract. Then this sell to this buy level, that difference is $1,750 a contract. It doesn't look like it traded much below that sell level, but it did by a couple ticks. That means if you were a seller here, it failed as the market rallied. So interesting setup. I'm skeptical of fundamentals, but right now buyers are in control. Crude oil, look for an inside day on that market. The dollar difference buy to sell level, $300 a contract. Nat gas, I'm bullish on this market. I think we have more room to the upside. Dollar difference buy to sell level here is $3,100 a contract. Soybeans, this market's trying to figure out what to do. Dollar difference sell to buy level is $550 a contract. I look for continued selling, but not a big day down. Corn, sideways move is what we're looking for there. Wheat, same thing. Sideways movement is the expectation for that market. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again. And as always, take care.